welcome back to our channel. Today I wanted to share with you a project I made for one of my friends who got married last year. So I made this exploding box / box tower that I adapted from Scrap Queen's designs, and I will tag her in the description below. And I made this with 2 packs of the English Rose Garden paper collection kit from Recollections at Michael's. Though you probably could get away with just one collection if you planned out the paper or you use some more sparingly in certain areas, because I did have a ton of scraps. The largest layer of the box measures 8 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches. And I'm just going to spin around so you can see all of the different papers that I used on the outside here. And I did mat each paper with gold foil, so you can see some of that as a trim for this paper. But here we go back to the front of it, and I'll open the box and you can see that that first layer just lays completely flat. On each of these 4 pages is a pocket that has a little flap that pulls out. So this one is a twist and pop card that you can see me opening up, and there's the back, and it just lays nicely back into the pocket of the album. And then what's nice is that the opposite sides have a matching system or design. So it's not the same paper, but they have a matching design. So they both do this twist and pop. And so this one just fits back in the back pocket, but the 2 sides have a slightly different design. So if I pull this out, you'll see that this one actually has a slider mechanism. So if you pull these 2 tabs, you have extra space for photos, and then space down there at the bottom, of course, and on the back. But then if you turn it around so that you're seeing the front of it, you actually have more space. So those just slide back in, and we can put them back here safely inside the box. And so this one is similar to the one across from it. And so you'll see that if you open it up and you pull these tabs, there's plenty more room for pictures here. And of course, there's room for pictures on the bottom. And we can just slide that right back in and go ahead and place it back inside the box. And then we can move on to the next layer. So this bottom layer was an 8-inch square all the way around, and this next layer is 7 inches. You'll see that all of these also lay flat, and a lot of these design functions are also the same. So here we're going to see the same. It opens up. You can pull the flaps for more picture space, as well as put a picture right on top there. That's the purpose of it. Then, of course, there's more space for pictures at the bottom, and of course on the back. And then if you flip it around, again, you can access those outside panels and just go ahead and push them back in, and we can add it back to the box. And of course, for symmetry, the one opposite has the same design function. And so again, different paper, but the same pull-out tabs. So it works pretty much the same. Let's go ahead and close that up. Then on the other sides, we return to the twist and pop method. So you just open it up, and it has, 4 extra spots for photos. And then of course you can do the front or the back or the top or the bottom of the inside. And then we'll go ahead and do this one on the other side, which has the same mechanism, does the twist and pop. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that back in the box. And that actually concludes the layers that lay flat. So only the 8-inch and the 7-inch sort of fold out onto the table. And this is the 6-inch box, and you can see it's stationary. It stays upright. So now all of the boxes, instead of exploding out, will build this tower. So I'm going to do that by picking up the flaps between the 6-inch and the 5-inch box. You see I'm twisting it so that it stays on top of the box below it. And I'm just going to keep doing that as I build the tower. So now I'm opening up that 4-inch box. And then you can see as I'm nesting these here that there are designer paper on both sides. And that is true for all the way around these boxes. There's just plenty of room to put pictures. And each of these flaps are the half size between the box. So between the 6-inch and the 5-inch box is a 5.5 inch flap, and then between the 5 and the 4 is a 4.5 inch, so on and so forth. So you can see it goes all the way up to a 2-inch cube at the very top. And now I just want to give the box a little bit of a spin so you can see the final product and all of the different sides. Now, this, I will admit, is much easier when you don't have a camera sort of in the way. You can make it lay nicer around, but still, I love these papers and I love the way that this box comes together. And now we're coming back to the front of the box, but I guess technically any of it can be the front, whichever is their favorite side. This is just the side I started with, so that's why I called it the front. And then here I am just showing that both the flaps you can see and underneath are decorated, so there's plenty of room for pictures. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope she loves it. We will see you guys in the next video very, very soon.